Hi everyone, welcome to our English class once again. In the last class, we started a new chapter, space travel, and we have seen and we have discussed about the persons who landed on the moon first and about their journey. We got many points. Then today we have to complete that chapter and we have to know what are the things they have did on the moon and how was their journey. Such all the things we have to discuss today. So without giving more explanations, simply or directly we can enter to the chapter. So everybody open your textbook and take the chapter space travel, the third chapter. Then we can see the balance of the previous class. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph that we have to discuss today. He was joined by his colleagues Edwin Buzz Aldrin. Both of them collected data and performed various exercises, including jumping across the landscape for a while. Can you imagine what fun it would have been jumping on the moon, where the gravity is much lesser than on Earth? After their exercises, they planted the American Stars and Stripes flag on the surface of the moon. That is the first paragraph. Okay, so in the last class we discussed about whom Neil Armstrong. He was the first man who stepped on the moon or who landed on the moon. Then next today we are saying about the another or his companion. Look, he was joined by his colleague Edwin Buzz Aldrin, who first in the last class we discussed about Neil Armstrong. He was joined by his colleague, means his companion, who Edwin Buzz Aldrin is seen in the picture. You can see now in the screen. Both of them collected data and performed various exercises while there on the moon or while having on the surface of the moon. They collected many data related to their experiments and they performed various exercises from the moon or while standing on the surface of the moon. They performed various exercises. What are the exercises? Many exercises they did. Among those, what was including jumping across the landscape for a while. Means on the land surface, there they jumped. That jumping is having another what importance, or it is having another fun, jumping on the surface of the moon. There is a fun on jumping on the surface of the moon that we will discuss, that we can see in the next slide, including jumping across the landscape for a while. Can you imagine what fun it would have been jumping on the moon? There is a fun in jumping on the moon. Can you imagine what? Look, that is where the gravity is much lesser than on the earth. There a new term is there, gravity. Gravity means on the earth gravity is very high or it is more. Gravity means our earth pull everything down into the earth. Pull everything down into the earth. That force, that pulling is called gravity. That's why if you are throwing a ball up, after some time it will be coming down because of a pull by the earth. A coconut that is separated from the coconut tree, that will come down, it will not go up. Okay, so all the things or all the materials are pulled into the earth or pulled into the center of the earth, or it is pulled down with a force, with a power. That power or that force or that pulling is called gravity. That is present only where on the earth. Okay, but moon is not on the earth, it is another part. That's why there is no gravity or very less gravity. That's why if we are going there, our weight will be very, very less if you are going to the moon. So we can jump. If you are jumping, we will be like what? Like a kite or something, like a sponge. We will be like that. That's why their jumping is fun or it is most interesting. Clear? So that much only. So the term gravity means the pulling of the earth or pulling of the materials, pulling by the earth all the materials. Yes. Then the gravity, that is a very wide term that you will study in higher classes, okay, related to science. So you will understand more. Now just understood that the pulling of the earth or pulling or attraction of all the materials to the earth is called gravity. So gravity is much lesser there were on the moon than the earth. After their exercises, next line you will look. After their exercises, they planted the American Star and Stripes flag on the surface of the moon. American flag you might have seen. There is stars and stripes, that lines and stars present there on the flag. It means American national flag. Simply we can say like that. So that was planted where on the moon, because they are coming from America or they are American people. They landed on the moon first. That's why they planted American flag there on the moon. Okay. Yeah. Next, they also unveiled a flag. Look, a flag. Then which had President Nixon's signature and an inscription reading, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon on July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." Look, they also unveiled. Unveiled means removing the cover or wrap. Unveiled a flag. A flag means a plate or something, a metal sheet, which had President Nixon's signature. While they reached on the moon, the American president was Richard Nixon. So Nixon's signature containing a metal plate containing Nixon's signature, that unveiled means removed the wrap, and an inscription. Inscription means writing or writing to read. Inscription, reading means something to read. "Here men from the planet Earth." So here men from planet Earth first set foot upon the moon in July 1969 AD. Look, the inscription or metal sheet or metal shield with the signature of Nixon, the President of America. Then one sentence for reading or writing. What was the sentence? "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon in July 1969. You know, the place where Neil Armstrong first set foot, there they kept or fixed what? This inscription and the plaque of Richard Nixon's signature and what? These inscriptions. Okay. Then "we came in peace for all mankind." This was also there on that inscriptions. "We came in peace." They came for peace, means what? Calmness, what? Happiness for all mankind. That was contained in the inscription, and also along with the inscription, what was also there? The signature of Nixon also was there, were on the flag. Okay. So I think this paragraph is clear to you. Then let's move to the next paragraph. Look at the next paragraph. As Aldrin and Armstrong collected samples, Michael Collins orbited the moon in the main spaceship Columbia. Look, first Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon. Then after that, Edwin Buzz Aldrin also was stepped down to the moon. Then now the third person. Okay, in the first class or in the last class, we said about whom? Three persons who reached there on the moon. The first Neil Armstrong stepped down. Then second Edwin Aldrin or Edwin Buzz Aldrin. The third person now Michael Collins. You can see in the picture. As Aldrin and Armstrong collected samples from where they are collecting sample, they were collecting sample from the moon or on the surface of the moon. They were jumping, doing many exercises, doing many experiments. They all or these all works they did from or on the surface of the moon. Then while they are doing these kinds of works, what the third person was doing? Now, as Aldrin and Armstrong collected samples, Michael Collins orbited the moon in the main spaceship. Their main spaceship. He was there on the or in the main spaceship itself. What was the main spaceship? It was Columbia. Okay. Then which part was landed on the moon? It was Eagle, that we know, that we discussed in the last class. Then Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin had spent a total of 21 hours on the moon. Look, they spent a total of 21 hours on the moon, 2.5 of them outside the landing module. Total they spent 21 hours, but the 2.5 of them means total of 2.5 of these hours they spent outside the landing module. Means they were on the surface of the moon. Other part of the 21 hours they spent inside the landing module, means inside the Eagle itself. Clear? So total 21 hours they spent on the moon, out of which 2.5 hour they spent outside the landing module. Balance hours they spent were inside the landing module or inside the Eagle. Then they did the experiments. After rejoining the Columbia, after this task, their landing module rejoined with Columbia, main spaceship Columbia. Then the astronauts means people were on the space and they did experiments or works in the space. They are called astronauts left the moon orbit on which day? On 22nd July and returned to the earth on 24th July. Okay. Look once again, after rejoining the Columbia, they were in the Eagle, then Eagle rejoined with Columbia, then the astronauts left the moon's orbit on 22nd July and returned to the earth on 24th July. Okay, they reached on the earth on 24th July. So you can see there whom Michael Collins. So three persons, Neil Armstrong, then Edwin Buzz Aldrin, then whom Michael Collins. So Michael Collins were in the spaceship itself because he was there to control the spaceship. Okay, Edwin Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, they stepped down by the landing module called Eagle. The place where landing module landed is called the Sea of Triangulity. That all we discussed in the last class. Okay, with this chapter is over. So very interesting chapter. These kinds of informations all the human beings are most interested to see or to know. So such a capsule like story or capsule like description is given by this chapter. So very much interesting. Try to understand all the points, new words. Then as we say in all the chapters, when we finish, try to get the meaning and explanations of the new words. Then today or by this we can finish this class, or we can stop this class, and the exercises and all other part that will come in another video. So today we can stop, or we can wind up, or we can conclude this chapter. Read the lesson repeatedly, then only you will get clear with the meaning and explanations and everything, or watch the video repeatedly. By this also you will get what clear information, clear idea about the chapter. Don't think explanation is in English, that's why I cannot understand. Don't think so. Even if it is in English, as you are English medium students, as our topic or subject is English, don't wait for Malayalam explanation is not good for English. So try to get understood by English explanation itself, then repeatedly watch the video, then surely you will get understood, sure. So do like that and try to get everything clear, and if you have doubt you can contact me, don't worry. So I am not prolonging the video. Study very well and make a study habit by yourself. Then see you in the next class.